Hello, welcome to another episode of Full Circle with me, Onyx. And I want to talk about why your Pisces left. And that could be a friendship, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be why can you not connect with that particular Pisces? And I'm going to have to say, if the Pisces doesn't feel like there is a divine connection with you, a magical connection, a spiritual connection, a special reason why they need to connect with you or you with them, that is actually number one. And you might feel powerless in that situation. And it's true, that's based on how the Pisces is vibing you and how you make their body feel, how you make their energy feel. And so if there's an energy disturbance in the force, very much Jedi. If you disturb their force, their alignment with spirit, you know, that will be the number one reason why they don't interact with you. Why they because it's an energy thing. Pisces is very aligned and very in tune with particular energies. If you disrupt that, you're done. And that's a choice they have to make. It's like no form of manipulation, magical gameplay is going to, in the end, it's not going to work. It'll just end up being a waste of time and energy on your part. So let them feel free in your energy. If you need to change yourself to, then you're not ready for Pisces. Okay? So don't change yourself. No one really wants someone who conforms to what they expect. It's an equal exchange. So you just have to be yourself. And if the answer is no, then that's the answer. Move on. Because they've moved on. Their physical body might be there because they feel obligated, but their soul is somewhere else. So you'll be getting half of a person every time you interact with them. You'll be getting a corpse, is what you'll be getting. So if your Pisces has turned into a corpse around you, if they've turned into something boring, it's because that's the way they read your energy and determined that's what you needed. So at the very beginning, there's this introduction. Pisces is unconsciously choosing the role, the character that they think you need. So that's how self-sacrificing they are. And you might feel a bond with them. You'll be like, wow, you're playing a supportive role in my story. I think I like you. So you're bonding with the character they've chosen. You're not actually bonding with the Pisces. So pretty soon, speaking from my own experience, I'm a Pisces moon with Venus in Pisces. They're going to get trapped in that character and they'll show up self-sacrificing playing that character. And then there's going to be a time to step off stage where they're worn out, when they want to be themselves, they want to be free, they want to be seen, they want to be understood. They want everything that they were giving to you. And because you were taking it all and enjoying that, and they have to go. They have to go say, okay, this isn't working. So they're not going to leave you and disappear and not work stuff out. They're not going to really bring all of them into it if they don't feel that energetic, spiritual calling to be in your life. So that's so important. Okay, now we're going to go into the list that I made. I kind of like decided I do better with my videos if there's a little outline. So I wrote down a few things. Reasons why you lost your Pisces. And number one is you put yourself first. It was about you, your needs, your center stage. It's always you when you guys hang out. Pisces has a way to cater to you and your needs. It's instinctive. If you let them, and it's kind of easy to do because they love playing a supportive role, then pretty soon you're the star of the show. You're on center stage. It's all about you. And you're going to lose your Pisces because they're intuitively expecting you to value them, value their needs. How was your day? What's really going on with you? And they're going to deflect a lot of that, not go in deep until you win that trust. So you're going to get some deflection. You're going to get some illusions. You're going to get some. They don't really want you to pry. It's not like they're being secretive like some other signs. They're just like, if you're not really a part of my heart and soul, then it's probably not safe to share that with you yet. And, if I instinctively don't feel free, like your energy isn't supporting me, then I'm not going to open up, So you have to be very supportive. And also, it takes time. Like Pisces can be very patient, loving and understanding. And so it's the same back. You be patient, loving and understanding. Create a warm environment, a clean fish tank, a pristine, fresh fish tank, and your Pisces will open up and give you the best of them. So, I never will keep a friend who doesn't smile when I show up in their life. Like, if I don't feel like they're excited to see me, if they're being so weighed down with their own problems, I feel like I'm being a burden. Oh, you can't handle one more friend in need. You can't handle uh, someone leaning on you. So if for any way, any weird way, I feel like I'm taking away from your joy in life, I will remove myself. So if I see that, oh, you're having a great time with your friends, well, I'll self sacrifice, get out of your way. I see you're doing just fine without me. Goodbye. And so if Pisces sees you're doing just fine without, like they don't have a special place or they are replaceable, then you will be replaced. It will flip. Like it's the mirror thing. So when you, and it's natural. Like, you're just meeting for coffee, big deal. Like you don't need to be overly excited. Like it just needs to be authentic and true. You can't hide a genuine sense of, I'm so happy to see you. Like those are words. So if you're all words and you're all gestures, that won't work at all. And this is difficult because I feel like we're raised in a culture where we assume other people don't feel us, don't get us. So then we have to over explain ourselves and we have to put on a show. We have to put on a happy face and we have to do some catering gestures like, oh, let me get your coffee, and oh, I'm so happy to see. Like that's all dramatized. That's all effort. It should just naturally happen. There's a twinkle in your eyes. You're like, there's my friend, and oh, I missed you. Like, They can see it. They can read your body language. They can see it in your eyes. They can feel it in the tone of your voice and how you show up. So it's these subtle little things, nuance, depth, these little accents and highlights and shadows. Let the Pisces know. They take in all these little abstract pieces of information that most people don't value and add it to the equation. It's like, so you don't need to overdo it. You just need to be genuine and honest. Uh, so if they feel, so number 2 really is, which is kind of like when we get into all this, is honesty. It's not like the sensation of Scorpio honesty, like they feel like you might be keeping secrets and it could hurt them or they're being left out. It's not Scorpio honesty like you're being fake or two-faced or you have a secret agenda. No, it's just being like more authentically you. Like you can, it's a fine line, but you can just say some of your flaws, some of your bad moods, some of your temperaments that are like socially not cool. When you accept them first, you're and it just is a package deal. The Pisces can deal with that and they will fall in love with it. But if you're insecure about it, then there's that mirroring again. So Pisces will mirror consciously or unconsciously how you feel about yourself. So if you feel regretful that you're an angry tempered person, Pisces is going to feel regretful with you too and then reject you. So there's a lot of understanding mirroring. So honesty, being non-manipulative. Okay. So really, let's go back to number 1. You had to be center stage. So you might always be in drama and always having to explain your stories. That's taking center stage. You like their support and you become needy. Pretty soon it's all about your needs. Or you're complaining about maybe your partner's not meeting your needs and your friends not meeting your needs. That's you taking center stage. So there's this accumulative effect that happens, like a snowball effect, If over a long period of time, you drive in deeper and deeper into the Pisces mind, negative, that's how they're going to have their fill and then throw up. They're going to go away. That's all that they're going to remember. They're going to associate your face and you with all the negativity and all the drama. And then they're going to go. Because that wasn't fun. So, let's move on. Number 2. You don't really take your mask off. You don't reveal who you are. You become a character, and maybe an exaggerated character, because you're keeping down all the pain and all the vulnerabilities, sensitivities, brokenness, and grief. If you kind of like hide that, these sensitive things that need to be healed, Pisces will feel like they're not fulfilling their purpose with you, which is to help you process that in a way by just giving. Pisces wants to give you a safe space, a comfortable fish tank too, for you to heal, for you to transform, to become better. And if you need to be controlling and not transform and not see the miracle in your life that is your Pisces, the healer, the spiritual healer, and you don't utilize that and you don't do it you're like, I'm going to do it all on my own. I know everything. You know, it's my journey, me and God. And you forget God works through people, works through your Pisces. Then you're going to lose your Pisces. Pisces is divine union. Pisces is soulmates. So if you cut that off because you put your belief system in the way, your attitude, your narrative, your ego, then your Pisces can't work with that. It's like surrender, I think, is a really good word for Pisces. Pisces surrenders to the divine. You need to surrender to your Pisces, and Pisces wants to surrender to you. So if you guys can't surrender to each other and create something memorable together, not like nostalgic memorable, but like deep impressions on each other's subconscious mind. If you can't swim in Pisces worlds and their fantasies and dreams and magic, and you actually don't want to be underwater with them like that, then your Pisces will probably swim away, or only, there'll be a floating corpse in your life. You're not going to get. So it's you actually not letting Pisces turn up their rainbow glitter lights on you. So you're probably still stuck in martyr mode, victim mode, and rebel mode. Because I feel like all three are the same. And you're resisting the spiritual divinity, the channel that Pisces is. They're like the soul doctor. So let's see. I mean, that's the reason why I leave everyone. It's like, okay, you're not benefiting from the energy I'm bringing that really I can't own personally. It's just something flowing through me, with me. It's a presence with me. And if you're not benefiting from that, I gotta go, because there's a whole list of people on the planet that need my energy. I might as well just go into a crowd of random strangers and pour it out there than be with someone one-on-one and who's not receiving the cup of water that I'm offering them. And so it's like people are asking for this cup of water. So if Pisces is in your life, for like real, they've fallen in love with you. 1. So if you're questioning that, you're dumb. 2, they're drawn into your life because you need the spiritual water. Pour it on you. You need a drink. And you're being stubborn. You're like, okay, I'm asking for spiritual help here, but now I'm refusing it in the form of my boyfriend, in the form of my brother, in the form of my sister, in the form of my son, in the form of whatever form your Pisces person is. So like the relationship is just, an excuse to interact with the spiritual energy that Pisces is bringing. And Pisces is kind of evolved, and so they are worthy to carry that energy. So recognize them as the person too. It's not all just the energy minus the Pisces, the person, their ego, their personality. It's a combo. But anyways, moving on. So I kind of talked about it, but we're moving into number 3 is you undermine their efforts. The romance. They want to live an eternal romance. The dream. Live the dream. The shaman's dream everything. That's Pisces. You want to turn off the magic. You want to turn off the fantasy. You want to go back into some rigid analytical structure called religion or science or anything that's already been structured. Like, you don't want to live on the edge of the unknown where reality dissolves, where the new frontier is. You don't want to be an explorer. You don't want to be on the fringe. then what Pisces is the final stage. It's the last step, and you can consider it the final form. And then you have to turn into something completely different to transcend all that is known and take a leap of faith into the unknown, into a new life, rebirth. So they are life, death, and rebirth. And so you have to leave it all behind, truly. Scorpio is different. You leave everything that's not working behind, you destroy that. In Pisces, you even let go of you. So fixed signs have strong personalities and they have an ego, and they are kind of hardwired to protect what's theirs. They're kind of a me, mine personality. Pisces isn't like that. Pisces is, let's dissolve. There is no more me. There is no more you. There is no more mine. So when you're playing on ego, which is me, mine, and a strong sense of self, my story, my narrative, your Pisces, you're not, is checking out. And I'd probably say your Aquarius is too. Those two are so similar. Okay, number 4. This kind of goes for all relationships, but you need to have commonality. You need to have like interests. Something like, where are you going to find your special person when you're doing what you like to do authentically? If you love to cook, then it would make sense that you're probably going to find your mate in a cooking class, or you'll meet someone in the cooking class who will then connect you to your mate. It's a no-brainer that people don't see. It's like, I just wish they would accept me and my spirituality or my beliefs. Well, then go do them in public with other people, and like attracts like. You know, maybe you're like religious and you meet someone in some ritual practice that's religious based, and then they connect you to that person. And so you have to have something similar, and it can't be we like to watch the same show, or we work in the same building. Yeah, great. uh you need to really have something in common, like your sense of humor and the way you see life should be the same. And then you guys can crack jokes and have this understanding, this bond that can last a lifetime. So honestly, friendship first, but friendships are truly built upon having the same interests, hobbies, likes, and mind disposition. So people get into problems when they just shapeshift themselves to fit into someone else's life. And I'm going to have to call out Cancer signs. Cancer sign does this act. I've had lots of female Cancer friends of mine, and I've watched them in dating situations. And one of my favorites was my friend who wanted to see this guy. She found out he liked skiing. So what does she do? Buy some skis. What does she do? Start reading about it. Then she starts having conversations about it. Then they go skiing together. Then she reveals that she's never really skied before, but she likes it. So then he was teaching her a lesson. And masterful. And they went out for a while. So, and then when it was this other guy, she shapeshifted into what he needed. And so water signs have a tendency to shapeshift into what the other person needs. That's great and all, but then guess what? You might not really like that. Like, I won't go skiing because I feel so there's like a reason. I'm kind of a bit of an environmentalist. It's like that ski resort and those ski runs are in mountain lion territory, and that's theirs. Like, I don't believe people should be having houses in the mountains. That's wildlife. Let them have room on the planet. You know, so you go into core beliefs, you go into values when you actually go into people's interests that they're really passionate about. It's like the morality of it goes against my beliefs so strongly. I'm not renting skis and going skiing, you know, and I might not even date someone who skis. Like, I don't support that. I don't have to be angry about it, but I remove myself from those spaces and I don't put my money there. Uh, and so that really has to, but oh, if I found someone that likes swimming as much as I do and likes road bikes and has this vision of how I want to live my adult life, you know, trying to stay active in like kind of low impact sports, they move to the front of the line. So it has to do with being authentic. Uh, yeah, so don't shapeshift. Don't be someone that you're not. Because you have to, okay. Because that kind of goes into lying and being deceptive and the negative side of manipulations, you know. The transparency. Okay. So number 5 is interesting. You didn't make the cut. That's why they left. And this is kind of one of those abstract things because what you don't realize in Pisces is their opposite sign, Virgo. And Virgos are known for their checklists and their lists and their analyzing. Inside of Pisces, that's there, but they kind of like put that on the back burner. They're taking in all this information and they might analyze it later. And it could be way later. They're like, wait, well, let me gather all the facts. I'm kind of open minded and I'm playing and I'm still getting to know this person. I don't need to judge them immediately. I don't need to solve the equation, do the bottom line, and get the sum total, but they're going to do it. And so, little key words, little attitudes that you had, kind of go on the back burner, go into this crock pot called Virgo, and it's bubbling and brewing, and when it's done, and they're done. And they're like, okay. So Pisces will not want to be with you if you're hurting other people. That means if you're constantly worrying with your family members, you're rude to strangers, you're rude to the cashier, people in customer service serving you at low paying jobs, and you put your big ego and your needs first, Pisces doesn't like that. And that's not going to score very well. So you are always talking about you, and over the last 5 years, you shared all your problems and you felt really close to your Pisces. Pisces is like, you never listened to me, you never understood me, we never do what I want to do. You never really ask me really deep questions. You don't stare into my eyes. You never take off your mask. Check, 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 check. And then all of a sudden, Pisces swims away. Well, you guys never created a bond and you never created a safe place. And there wasn't permission there to be the authentic Pisces, the techno rainbow fish. So they never felt safe enough to open up, which should be your big clue that it's not going to work. And you can't do anything about it because it's like intuitive. It's on a subconscious level that this checklist happens and the sum total and the review and the bottom line, and then you're out. So, and they're not going to forget it. Pisces actually has a good memory. If they really and start to understand how they work, how their mind works, Okay. So some of the things that are going to cut you off the list is you're not a gentleman. You're not a lady. You don't act ladylike. You don't act like a gentleman. things that actually win favor. You act like a gentleman, you act like a lady. And you could think of like Victorians, gentleman and lady. So one of my favorite shows is Penny Dreadful, that was put out on Netflix. They dressed up in Victorian, they spoke well. All this crazy stuff happened. So I would say, you know, it was about magic. Uh, but there was courtship and there was love and there was romance, there was intrigue. It was kind of very Venus like. And it works. It's like, because you make an impression and you're making impressions on your Pisces. So if you look nice, if you smell nice, if you sound nice, and if you can do that while you're having an argument, while you're having a debate, if you can keep your composure, if you can be centered and grounded, you know, these are all very Venus things. So Venus is not a Scorpio quality. Venus is actually not a Cancerian quality. So this is why the two other signs um, don't exactly match or go well with Pisces. Venus is exalted in Pisces. So we can look to Taurus, which is about a beauty incarnate, fragrance, you know, smell your five senses, bring it. Turn up your Taurus, turn up commitment, turn up sensuality. Then you look over at Libra. Libras are smart and witty and balanced. I would believe they have causes, you know, in the form of passions. You know, they might feel passionately about equal rights. They might feel passionately about saving or being a voice for the misunderstood, downtrodden. I don't know. Uh, so, just looking at my own track record, I have dated 5 Taurus men, and one of my favorite friends, who I actually disconnected from, who I wished I didn't, she's a Libra, you know, with a Pisces moon. But it was because we had fun, stimulating conversations about mysticism. So we had similar interests, and she always showed up beautiful with makeup on and smelling great and in her feminine power. So Pisces like feminine power. They like you to be in whatever power you are. If you're masculine, be masculine. If you're feminine, be feminine. You don't need to be blurry about it. You know, don't need to be confused, because just really celebrate and show off those things that you like about yourself. Wow, this video got long. I didn't even get through the list.